Ancient Roman art. Ancient Roman art has been a significant and influential tradition in world history, shaping not only its own era, but also guiding European art for centuries. This art primarily developed from the 1st century BCE to the 5th century CE. While it was based on Greek art, Roman artists added their own originality, making it more realistic, practical, and grand. 1. Architecture. Roman architecture is world-renowned. They pioneered the use of arches, domes, and concrete, introducing new forms of construction. They built highways, aqueducts, theaters, bathhouses, amphitheaters, and triumphal arches. 2. Wall paintings and mosaics. Romans decorated the walls of their homes with murals, frescoes, and colorful mosaics. In cities like Pompeii and Herculaneum, the discovered paintings depict nature, gods, daily life, and mythological stories. Mosaics were made by assembling colored stones and glass pieces to form images, which were displayed on walls and floors. 3. Sculpture. Roman sculpture was inspired by Greek statues, but it was more realistic. In portrait sculptures, they portrayed old age, wrinkles, and emotions, unlike the idealism of the Greeks. Creating statues of emperors was common, such as those of Augustus and Constantine. 4. Literature and architectural texts. A Roman architect named Vitruvius wrote a treatise called De Architectura, which is considered the first systematic book on architecture. 5. 4 Pompeian styles of Roman painting. First style, incrustation style. Wall decoration resembling colored marble. Second style, architectural style. Painting with a three-dimensional effect. Third style, ornamental style. Decorative and imaginative figures. Fourth style, intricate style. A blend of all the above styles. 6. Tombs and public monuments. Memorial tombs and columns were constructed in honor of great figures of the empire, such as Trajan's column. These columns featured carvings of wars, victories, and royal achievements. 7th. Social significance of Roman art. Roman art was not just religious, it reflected social, political, and cultural life. Rulers used it to display propaganda, conquests, and their power. 8. Greek and Etruscan influence. Initially, Roman art was influenced by Etruscan and Greek art. However, over time, it developed its own unique identity. Greek idealism and Etruscan architectural techniques became distinctive elements of Roman style. Characteristics of Roman art. Roman art, characteristics and background. Rome's civilization was formed through the blending of various Eastern and Western cultures. It is considered the first nationalistic civilization in the world. Romans took great pride in calling themselves citizens of Rome. Unlike many other ancient civilizations, Roman civilization was more materialistic than spiritual or philosophical. Only Emperor Marcus Aurelius is known to have deeply reflected on the values of human life. Roman civilization is regarded as the mother of modern Western civilization, and it introduced the concept of republican governance. Roman art is considered the last phase of classical antiquity art. Romans did not create a completely original art form. Instead, they adopted Greek art. Greek artists were patronized, and their works were copied. A fusion of Greek and Roman art gave rise to a distinct Roman style. Roman generals would bring back Greek artworks after victories to decorate buildings. Roman art flourished in architecture, sculpture, and painting. They built grand cities, temples, amphitheaters, and bathhouses. Fine arts, especially sculpture, received significant royal patronage. Art of the Roman Empire period. Art of the Roman Empire period, especially sculpture, painting, and architecture, is described as extremely important. 1. Sculpture of Emperor Augustus, Augustus of Prima Porta, 20 BCE. A marble statue, a copy of an original bronze sculpture. Pose, inspired by Greek sculptor Polykleitos. Depicted barefoot like a deity, wearing an imperial breastplate, symbol of military victory. One hand raised in gesture, holding a spear in the other. Collection, Vatican Museum, Rome, 2nd Augustus as Pontifex Maximus, 13 BCE, depicted in a religious role wearing a toga over the head, portrayed as the chief priest, Pontifex Maximus. Collection, National Museum, Rome. 2. Imperial sculptures. Two types of sculptures, full statues and busts. Equestrian sculptures, horse-mounted figures. Emperors were portrayed as divine beings, used for political purposes. 3. Beginning and opposition of Christianity. During the reign of Emperor Tiberius, 14 to 37 CE, Jesus Christ was crucified. Jews and Christians faced persecution. They were oppressed for opposing emperor worship. 4. Nero's Golden House, Domus Aurea, a grand palace built by Emperor Nero, 54 to 68 CE. It extended from Palatine Hill to Esquiline Hill, included artificial lakes, gardens, and a 100-foot-high statue of Nero. 5th Colosseum, Flavian Amphitheater, 72 to 80 CE. Built by Emperor Vespasian and completed by his son Titus. The Colosseum is one of ancient Rome's most iconic architectural marvels. Dimensions, approximately 615 by 510 feet. Capacity, around 50,000 spectators. Architectural styles by floors. Ground floor, Tuscan style. Second floor, Ionic style. Third floor, Corinthian style. Fourth floor, plain walls and columns. It was primarily used for gladiator combats, wild animal hunts, and public spectacles like mock sea battles and executions. The Colosseum is an engineering marvel, built using concrete and stone, and featured an elaborate system of vaults and corridors for crowd movement. It symbolized the power and generosity of Roman emperors, offering free entertainment to the people of Rome. A historical glimpse of the transitional period of Roman art in the 3rd and 4th century. Bronze statue of Marcus Aurelius, 161 to 180 CE. An exceptional equestrian bronze statue depicting the emperor seated on a horse, with his right hand raised in a gesture and the left holding the reins. The face reflects serenity, the hair is intricately detailed, and the eyes are made of glass. The finely crafted muscles of the horse showcase the sculptor's precision and mastery. This statue is now preserved in the Capitoline Museums, Rome. 2nd century painting, Fayum portraits, mummy masks. Discovered in Egypt, these portraits were made using the encaustic, wax-based painting technique. Mosaic art, centaur. Mosaic, found at Hadrian's Villa, depicts a battle between a tiger and a centaur, showcasing excellent use of light and shadow. Unswept floor, a mosaic showing leftovers scattered under a dining table, including a mouse nibbling. An outstanding example of realism. 3rd century, 1992 to 284 CE. Following Emperor Commodus, a period of political instability began. Caracalla, known as a cruel emperor. His statues depict fear, harshness, and piercing eyes. Sarcophagus sculpture. For example, the sarcophagus of Gordian III shows the emperor as a frightened young boy, highlighting vulnerability even in royal figures. Architecture, Circular Temple of Baalbek, Cella. Located in Lebanon, this temple is a marvelous example of architecture, known for its spiral Corinthian columns. Constantine the Great, Constantine the Firm, 306 to 337 CE. After coming to power, Constantine defeated Maxentius. In 312 CE, he commissioned the Arch of Constantine to commemorate his victory. He reused sculptures from previous emperors. This period marked a decline in classical art. Human figures became smaller, heads disproportionately large. Colossus of Constantine. The colossal statue had a head, hands, and feet made of marble, while the garments were made of bronze. It displayed a rigid geometric style, with large eyes and an emotionless face, symbolizing imperial power. This gave rise to the Constantinian style, which moved away from classical norms and marked the beginning of a new artistic direction. Conclusion. The 3rd and 4th centuries were a time of decline and transformation in Roman art. Sculpture emphasized power and authority, but lacked emotional depth. Painting declined, while monumental architecture, like public baths and arches, flourished. Under Constantine, the influence of Christianity grew, ushering in a new era and direction in art.